Hi, I'm Cole.
I'm Kev.
Welcome to episode 6 of TOT Presents, our monthly podcast that supports grassroots local music, arts and events and performances. Please do share, like, subscribe, and also please do comment on the YouTube channel. Also, please do get in touch at toppresentsworthing@gmail.com if you would like to take part as a guest or even come on and interview someone in a future podcast.
Okay, so I'm Kev, and this month's guests, we have General Lee, who is the DJ of Union and successful indie night round town, and also a member of the committee at the Cellar Arts Club. And then we have people who are involved heavily in the Worthing Arts Festival, which is coming up in June. We have Beth and Beanie from Blue Sky Music, and we also have Mike Palethorpe and Jennifer Left from the Toad. And also we have the band Dead Red Lips chatting to us as well. TOT Presents is basically, it come about as a spin-off from Train of Thought, My Record and Bookshop. And we've been putting events on via there, and Cole's been a big part of the shop over the years. So basically that's where TOT Present comes from.
So this month's gig review, we're just reviewing one gig this month because we haven't been to that many gigs really, and it was our own gig at the Dickens, soon to be renamed. We're going to announce that properly soon when we can get Harry in here and Stephen Sheldrake. So we had Radioactive Decay kicking off. Kev, do you want to say what's...
Radioactive Decay, classic, angry, sort of funny punk, I guess, featuring local characters that we know very well. Yeah, I've been putting them on for years. Well worth a look.
Yeah, if nothing else, just for Russ's shirts.
And jackets.
And the keyboard playing. And then we had Dead Red Lips, who are our guest this month, and we're going to put a track on the end. We had Archers Killing Archers, and then we had Troll Mother. I'm going to let Kev speak about Troll Mother because he's put them on a few times.
Troll Mother are a bit special. Yeah, aren't they?
Well, the drummer was just insane, really.
Yes.
In a good way.
Yes. And ripped as well, as they say.
Apparently
yes.
so, yeah.
Tonight's guest is Lee, General Lee from Union fame, I would say. You've been DJing under the name of Union for quite a while.
Yeah,
so
that's how most people know me now.
And you're also committee member at the Cellar.
Yes,
Yeah.
indeed.
So, Union, I mean, it's pretty successful now. You're pretty regular down at the...
Yeah, I think it's very successful. One of the better nights down there. Well, I wouldn't say better.
You would say that, but it is definitely,
nights.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I think we've been doing that 7 years.
7 years down at...
7 years at the Cellar.
Yeah.
It was pretty much born from the Cellar as well.
Born from a cellar. It sounds like some dodgy horror film. But
it was Jessie at the time who was on the committee.
Oh, Jessie Cunnett, yeah.
So she came up with the idea, and I believe Rowan Chapman, he was also on the committee, so they sort of started it.
This is in the early days.
This is in the early days. I was doing bits and pieces with yourself and Steve Williams.
Those mad nights down at
Instant Mash, so at the Swan and the Ale House. A few indie nights down the Ale House we were doing, and we did a couple down the Cellar. But then obviously I noticed that these Union nights were just starting to appear down the Cellar, because I was going down there since the start.
Yeah, you've been right for the very...
I was there when it was the Cast Club, and you were doing your...
Are we doing our
Super
70s singles, 70s night, whatever it was called?
Nights, which were fantastic.
Yeah, that started a lot of it, didn't it, really?
Yeah, so then obviously you put me in contact with Rowan, and Rowan invited me down to do a set at Union, and it's just rolled from there.
It has, hasn't it? I mean, it is definitely this. I mean, you get the late night one, okay, don't you? A couple of times a year.
2:00 twice.
I couldn't get in once. I can't believe it. At the Cellar, I couldn't even get in. It was one in, one out. And I was like,
it was like.
So don't you know who I am? I didn't say, "Don't you know who I am?" In fact,
I did have a few people do that actually.
But we actually just went to JB's for a couple of beers and got in a bit later.
Do.
It wasn't the end of the world.
So I jumped in with Rowan, and there was Alex Borg.
Oh, of course, Alex, yeah.
So he was involved at the start, not right at the start, but very close to the start as well. And the three of us sort of took it on, rolled with it. And it's just gone from strength to strength.
And now you're down, you do Coast a few times a year, don't you, as well?
Yeah, 3 times a year.
Which is a different ball. I mean, it's great down there, but it's quite a different...
Yeah, it's a different
vibe, isn't it?
Different vibe, different space. So but it's still nice. It's nice in the summer when you can throw the doors open and enjoy that weather.
It's a bit harder work on a cold February Saturday when it's raining and grey and miserable. Getting people down there is not easy. The Cellar's quite
Cellar's lovely.
Like
Cellar's lovely. But I would say we got one. We got Never Stop versus Union coming up in July with Pete Fitch.
Of course, you're doing up with Pete, because there was a couple of times when it clashed and it was all a bit slightly awkward.
So now we're
it makes sense because
synchronised. But last year we did a Never Stop versus Union.
Yeah.
As a special. So the best of the 80s, the best of the 90s, some noughties thrown in, a little bit late 70s as well. And it was a really good night.
Yeah.
So, we're doing another one of those again this year. So you sort of got the two best.
That's I mean, because Pete's nights are pretty, they're popular, and you just need, because you do need those few extra people. I mean, because the Cellar, what is the Cellar capacity? Officially.
Punters and staff, I would say 62.
Oh, is it that low? Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's not.
Not like it was in the first few months. Where let's not go there. I mean, they were a little bit too.
It was crazy. We've had a few unions down there where it is absolutely.
I would say there's been a few more in than that. Yeah, but we don't. Yeah, no. But so you want to carry? I mean, have you thought about ever trying to take it to a bigger venue, do it as a one, or is it just?
We're doing one in the Havana venue in Chichester at the end of May.
Okay.
31st.
Oh, there's quite a few things going on there, isn't there?
It's a lovely little venue. If you get the chance to go over there, it's lovely. Yeah. It's another underground venue. It's like
is that the one with the little... That's what
it's like an
I think that's
Hissy
and the Fits played there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really like the look of that.
Fantastic. But I'm getting more guests involved as well, sort of other local DJs. I was approached by 2 regulars, or one of the regulars who comes down to our union nights as a punter, emailed me saying, can we do a set, just for an hour? Why not? Come down.
Well, they all bring a few different. They bring a different
a different crowd down, a different type of music. They were fantastic. So I gave them a whole night to themselves. A couple of months ago, literally, just you have the whole night. They were obviously joined by Steve Williams.
Of course, Steve will be there at the drop of a 75.
He's been after one for a while, so I had to get him in. But it was a fantastic night, really good. But I've been approached by a few people to do guest slots.
It's good then. It just gives it a slightly...
It is.
And I've seen you do the whole night a couple of times, and it's, You need a toilet break.
You do.
12-inch singles are fine, but they're not
Monday,
quite long enough.
Blue
So Blue
Monday,
Monday,
halfway through
you
your
can
set.
only play Blue Monday once for an evening, can't you? Really? So but the cellar also. I mean, you're quite a big part of the cellar. We're going to do a cellar special in a few weeks' time. But the cellar's pretty strong at the moment.
Yeah, very good at the moment. Like you say, I've been on the committee now for 2 years. And again,
And you helped get the sofa removed.
The sofa, that horrible little red table, them other shelves. But like I say, I was going down there more or less every weekend for events, and I just thought, why not join the committee?
Well,
and be involved in.
No, and
in
I've got to say, I'm glad you have, because those changes were quite
small little changes.
I know small little changes
work.
make a massive difference. The whole room seems that bit bigger now, doesn't it?
It does, yeah. It's really nice down there.
But
yeah, getting some good stuff down there.
And obviously, sadly, Thomas is not going to be around for much longer down there, which is going to be, different. Yeah. I mean, he's going to be the town's going to miss.
I think the town will miss Thomas. Yeah, he's been a
stalwart, hasn't he, from right
very
from the word go.
Character of Worthing.
Yeah, but we'll keep going.
Yeah, he did bring a lot of energy to the cellar. Events. Coordinator and chair, so yeah, it'll be quite a large hat to follow, really. Literally. I mean, like I say, it's only been a few months, but yeah, the team we got at the moment, or the committee we got at the moment, is working really well. There are quite a few of us now, 13 of us there.
A baker's dozen, yes.
Yeah, all bringing something different into the mix.
It's quite a good mixture, isn't it? Which you need.
You need that. You need someone who does.
I remember the early days of the committee meetings. Some of them were quite hard work, shall we say, but we won't go there.
Yeah, so this one, you need people to do social media. You need people to do the events. You need a lot of. You need of different people to run a club. It's
especially when it's all volunteers. Well, apart from one, I think the one paid member staff's working quite well as well, isn't it? I think having someone where you don't have to sort of rely on volunteers all the time, do you?
No, that was the thing. Getting committee members to do bar shifts all the time. So that's eased the pressure. So then we can concentrate on
actually events, etc.
On the events, on running a business. Because we are now running a business.
It's business, yeah. Is anything major coming up there, do you think, before we wrap this one up?
There's a few good things coming up for the Worthing Fringe.
Yeah.
So you've got the main festival going on in Homefield, but obviously there's fringe events going on. So there's a few good things coming up, but they're other people's events.
Well, I'll be doing a little talk about 3 or 4 events in May, some of the May dates. So, thank you, Lee.
Yep, no
Thanks
props.
and keep on doing Union. I'm sure you will, as long as you can still do this. Yeah. So
that's why I've got the guests for now.
Yes. Nice one, Lee.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Guys.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot, mate.
Right. Okay. This evening we will be talking about the festival, the Worthing Festival that's coming up in just over 6 weeks' time. 6 weeks' time, Jen. Yeah. So we got people here. So if you could just introduce yourselves and say what you're doing in the festival.
So I'm Jennifer Left. I'm one of the organisers of the festival.
I'm Beth Thomas, and I am doing programming and lots of things to do with spreadsheets.
Spreadsheets,
and the website.
And I'm Mike Palethorpe, and I'm also helping with programming.
And I'm James Howard, and I'm helping with one of the stages and the skate park.
Skate park, yeah. So, I mean, you've just heard very recently you got funding, haven't you? Mm-hmm. So I'm guessing that is quite a relief, to say the least.
It is, yeah. I mean, our main sponsor is Bowers and Wilkins, and our headline sponsor, and then we've also got sponsorship from Audio Active, Hambruco, and Lightning Fibre. So that they've been a huge help, and then getting us up to a point, and then we worked really hard at the beginning of the year on a very broad and quite rich Arts Council bid, which we got approved last Friday, so it's a huge relief.
Which is a massive relief and quite tight time-wise, as we've spoken about so in the past.
So it's been a lot of kind of like everything on a bit of a knife edge of what we could achieve, but we just had to keep going as if it was going to be 2 days anyway.
Yeah.
And now it means that we can actually go bells and whistles.
So it takes the pressure off you a little bit. I mean, only a little bit, but I mean, it does take.
We've still got to build it.
I know you've got to, but what I mean is, without it would have been very, very difficult. So, I mean, Mike, give us a brief overview of what the festival is this year. I mean, I don't mean like listing of everything, but overall.
Just as well, because we're still talking to some people. Yeah, some secret things still in to be confirmed. But essentially, it's a 2-day family event across. We've got 3 stages plus a whole host of other kinds of activities.
And what date is it? Just for anyone who doesn't know.
It is Saturday the 21st and Sunday the 22nd of June.
Right, so everyone out there, don't be doing anything else that weekend.
Don't be doing anything else. We reckon we'll probably get 5,000 people each day.
Right.
And we can cope with that. We've got loads of toilets. I went to another festival last week and didn't have enough toilets.
Toilets are crucial.
Toilets
they've always than one.
Yeah,
yes.
Normally I deal with the music, but this time I'm really watching for stuff like that, and Jen's all over that, so we're good. We're good.
I've got you sorted.
Key part of it is just a free festival, so nobody's going to need to pay. Although, obviously, a lot of money has been spent, and what we're trying to do is build on this one so that we've got enough money to do the same thing going forward, so it becomes a yearly festival. We'd like to keep it always free. We'd like to keep it really high quality. We'd like to keep it partly local, but also really high quality people coming in.
Yeah, so you want it mainly local, but you want to bring some people from outside in.
Yeah.
And it's pretty different to the festivals that have gone before, isn't it? That's the last couple of years.
In terms of what the Worthing Festival was,
yes.
Yeah. I mean, Worthing Festival for the last 2 years, bless them, with the new Worthing Council, when they came in, they stopped telling people no.
Yes, yeah.
But they didn't have any money to do anything.
No, they just haven't got the money. And
So
if they did pump money
yeah.
into it, they'd probably get told off, wouldn't they?
They didn't have the money. They definitely didn't have the money. But they gave permission for things to happen. But there wasn't a central focus. And so it was like one big fringe with lots of people doing some stuff. And what we found was a lot of people didn't even know that it had happened. So there wasn't a big push, and there wasn't a great deal of marketing. There was some, but there wasn't enough for everyone to know.
It was a bit underwhelming, the marketing, wasn't it? But already, I've seen a lot more posters for this than last year already,
Great.
So that's...
Yeah, so Connect Media have been really generous. They're our print sponsor as well, so they've been hugely supportive in lots of our physical print material, which has, helped us know when to get the message across town. And we'll be flyering. Hopefully there'll be a drum parade on the 14th of June, so we'll be flyering and advertising the festival and the Fringe then as well.
All the fringe events, are they happening sort of separately? I mean, not separate, but you've got the main 2 days, but the fringe things are in the evenings and spread all around the town, I'm guessing.
Somewhere for 5,000 people to go when the festival finishes.
But, okay, yes.
So the Fringe is like from the beginning to the end of June, so it covers the whole month.
Oh, okay,
People who wanted to do events themselves outside of the 2 days in the park, that meant that they could just use any venue they like. They can put on an event that's part of the Worthing Festival Fringe. So there's the two sides of things. We've got the festival park, and then we've got the festival Fringe.
So it's a month-long festival, but the sort of...
with the focal point.
The focal point is the weekend in the park. Yeah. Yep. So, I mean, there's the skateboarding, I hear, because obviously the park is used by skateboarders, isn't it? So what's happening with the skateboard?
Well, there'll be some skate lessons, I believe, and some skate shows and some skate dancers. So
skate dancers?
Yeah, they call it jamming, and they have music and they all dance together and put on
I am going to show my age here, but
that's quad skaters though. That's so.
The first time I went for a skate jam, I accidentally brought a keyboard with me. I totally misunderstood what they were talking about.
Did you just flip it over and put it on the skateboard and sort of?
No, I went red.
You just sort of went red and went over. Well, I would accept. Yeah, I mean, but that's so. It's a lot family orientated in the day then. In the 2 days, like the skateboarding, obviously youngsters. And have you got a big act you can name? Is there any acts that you want to mention? I mean, don't worry if not, but.
Well, we've got, I know that Audio Active, they've got quite a few big acts coming down. So they've got Kelly LaRock and they've got Louis Levac. And I know we've got like some really good strong local bands that are coming in to play. And lots of different. We're working with another group called another music promoter called Best Foot Music, who work a lot with international and artists and refugees. So we're also going to be having quite a big performance from Cohesion Plus. So big Bhangra drums and Ukrainian Voices Choir, Spring at the Soul Choir. There's going to be shanties. There's going to be Lindy Hop / swing dancing. It's quite a varied.
It's obviously incredibly varied.
It's
isn't
a big,
it, really?
big rich programming.
It sounds like a bit like
schedule over 2
WOMAD,
days.
all sort of, but with skateboarding.
Yeah.
I don't know if they've ever had skateboarding.
And
at
then we have
WOMAD,
the third stage, which is the discovery stage, which is all solos and duos, mostly local artists who are up and coming, who already have like something available for people to listen to online.
So they've got a presence, but you're giving them hopefully a much bigger,
a bit more of a stage, so that they can build on their
and play to
what they've already
hopefully
done.
it'll play to a bigger audience than
Yeah.
usual. So, I mean, so how's it? You said 5,000. I mean, so you've got the different tents, other tents as well. I mean, because I don't want to mention the weather, but you know, I mean, I know I don't, you know, but you know, this is England. I mean, you've got performance areas inside as well, haven't you?
So there's the 3 stages are outdoors.
Yeah.
And they are covered. But in terms of coverage at the park, so there's a hospitality tent where you can go and get your refreshments, and there'll be seated areas there, and then there'll be another tent as well, so you can go in and sit and have a bit of a dance and also have your food as well. But there's not a huge amount of coverage at the park.
But
I have to keep a beady eye on the weather.
Massive fingers crossed.
We'll have to watch that with a contingency as it comes. But I reckon it's going to be fine.
Yes.
I spoke to a roofer on a train, and he said he had a roofer's nose, and he said,
well, they know. If anyone needs to know about the weather,
I'm going by that guy.
Yeah, yeah. Well, and if not, you can hold him responsible. Yeah.
Yeah, I think he was on the train to Chichester. I'll find him.
Are you expecting people from out of town to come in as well? I mean, are you pushing it in
hoping so. It's going to be like a festival that obviously showcases Worthing and reflects the community that's here in Worthing, but it's also to bring people in and showcase what Worthing can produce and to inspire people that live here, and also inspire people, like, you know, shows that Worthing has, you know, the like the finger on the pulse in terms of like the cultural growth here as well. So it's about showing off a little bit.
Yeah. Well, no, I mean, just looking at the lineup, it is pretty. I mean, I don't want to diss the last one, but there's a lot more going on, isn't there? But
there wasn't really there wasn't a concert of the last one. It was just lots of little gigs.
It was disparate things, which is there's nothing wrong with that, is there? But this it's got a lot more. Well, there must be a good word, but you know,
it's more coherent. Yeah. And so what you've got is mostly rock bands in day one on Saturday. Yeah. So we've got. Can I name some?
Yeah, go for it.
So we've got some confirmed. I can name John Jacquet. They're a fantastic, punchy, jumpy band, very entertaining. We've got Not Right Here, which is a really good rock band. We've got Yumi in the Weather, who's internationally known.
Oh yeah,
yeah. Yeah, that's enough. I'm not going to give you any more at the moment.
No, okay, no. People will have to look out and see what else is coming up.
But on the Sunday, it's going to be more jazzy, soulful.
It's a bit more upbeat on the Saturday and a bit more.
Who should we give them? Who should we drop?
Chilled on a Sunday.
We'll drop one of the names.
We've done a couple. We're giving them a couple.
Yeah, that's enough. That's enough.
Okay, right. Okay,
yeah.
well, no,
but these are all.
When will people find out about these other names? Well, I mean, I'm guessing you'll be announcing them soonish. Well, it's got to be quite soon, isn't it?
Yeah, it'll be about the beginning of next weekish, hopefully. We're just waiting for a few more. I need an update from Audioactive because we need to do our big poster, which will be the next stage. But yeah, we're pretty much there to go. And then it's all action stations, building everything up.
Building everything, yes.
Flags. We've got flag workshops coming up where people can help build, make flags.
I mean, do you need volunteers to help anything? I mean, yeah.
Yes.
I mean, yeah. I mean, this is a. I mean, so
Head to the website and sign up.
So basically, if people go to the website, they can sign up and help because obviously, I mean, stewards and things like that on the
stewards and litter picking and helping on the bar and help building things, and absolutely, it is very much a community festival. Like all of us pulling together, really.
One thing I'm going to mention quickly because we've got time. Schoolfest is going to be this time part of the Fringe. I've been trying to make it.
Schoolfest is part of it as well,
and it'll probably start off because it's the 3rd of January at the. It's free tickets. Free tickets. Did I say January? I meant July.
I was going to say
June.
I meant June. I said June. We've got. Thank God we've got a spreadsheet that I don't. I didn't put the dates in.
So we're getting to. So
thank God.
June. So Blue Sky. You're doing the 3rd. the duo
The
stage.
discovery stage, yeah.
Discovery, that's it.
So we've programmed the discovery stage. We're going to be hosting it. So basically, I selfishly chose lots of artists who I enjoy listening to because I'm going to be watching them all. So
That seems totally fair.
but we've had lots of experience of watching people over the years because we've been running an open mic at the Broadwater for like, how long is it now? Nearly 4 years. Every Sunday. We've been doing all sorts of events around the town anyway and supporting emerging musicians. So we do know a lot of
So
people.
you know the people
Yes.
to put on.
So
Yeah.
everyone who's on that list are people who we've personally met, who we've seen play, who we've enjoyed playing, and think that everybody else would like them too. So
Any highlights, or would that be unfair?
So I have also booked someone from out of town, and her name is Daisy Chute. She is an amazing singer. She's got an absolutely beautiful voice. She has played a gig in Worthing before at Beer No Evil. So
And it's good to, I mean,
she's-
to have mainly local, but you do need a few outside, you know, because otherwise it does become a little bit too close, doesn't it? I mean, but in general, would you say 80% of the artists are sort of local based, and then, I mean, we don't need to do the maths, even on a spreadsheet.
Yeah, maybe like 75% of them
Okay.
are local. I mean, because you do have to have a mix, otherwise it becomes very inward.
Oh, totally,
You
yes,
know, and
that's-
everyone
yeah.
has seen, because the wonderful thing about Worthing is everyone does go out and support everybody and
Yeah.
go to a lot of gigs. So, you know, you do mix it up.
We've been trying to find people that write their own music that are not natively from the country, and that was a bit harder than
I can imagine, yes.
expected.
Yes.
So I've been keeping my ears to the ground, but I couldn't find many. So I don't know how well you guys did. But
Right. I can imagine that would be a bit more of a challenge, yes. But
We've got someone Sicilian
yeah, no.
on the Sunday
Nice.
singing in Italian.
Oh, nice. Even nicer.
last thing, we finished that bit. Why did you all get involved?
Worthing.
Because we love Worthing
Yeah.
and we love music and we love
I think that's
people.
pretty good. Yeah, that's
Does
yeah.
that sum it up? Yeah.
No, that's what.
The
Yeah, no,
skate park doesn't get used enough, so just
it will certainly never get used by me. I think my skateboarding days are well and truly over before they started. But anyway, I think that's the time's up. So, good luck. And
Thank you very much.
don't run yourself totally into the ground. I'm sure you probably will.
Mostly this one.
Yes, yeah.
We'll be good.
She's
we'll
doing
be good.
the majority of the legwork, so
Yeah, no,
big
well,
up, Jen.
yes.
Thank you, bless you. We'll be grand.
So this month we're privileged to have Dead Red Lips on with us for episode 6 of our podcast. I was really privileged to see them last week at the Dickens Live, soon to be renamed, and I have seen them once before. It was a long, long time ago though. Dead Red Lips. So first of all, welcome.
Hey, thank you very much.
Do you want to introduce yourselves in terms of your names or your stage names and what instrument you play?
Yeah, so I'm LWV, vocals and lead guitar.
Sam Hain, backing vocals and backing guitar.
I'm Jonesy, I play bass.
I'm Jester, and I attempt to play the drums.
Excellent. And the only person we're missing is the Heretic. So can you tell us who is the Heretic?
So the Heretic is our mascot of sorts. So when we were coming up with the concept of our first EP, we wanted like an Eddie Iron Maiden thing. So we didn't want to be on the artwork. We wanted artwork itself.
Yeah.
So we came up with this hooded guy, and he sort of just followed us throughout everything. It was kind of Sam's idea, and he's just persisted throughout He's in every poster. Is
he a puppeteer or was that just a one-off?
Takes many forms.
He can do anything.
Who isn't the heretic? That's the question.
Yeah, definitely, yeah. And what about the name? Where does the name come from?
So the name originally, me and Jonesy started the band in 2018, and we didn't have a name. We were a different genre. We wrote a song called Dead Red Lips. We were looking for a name, and then I was sitting at home eating my dinner, and it was just like, oh, that's a really good name. Let's just use that. And it's just kind of stuck because it's unique. No one else really has that sort of thing. So
excellent. And do you want to one of you tell us what you've got coming up? So I know you've got a gig, I think early June at Dalton's, but have you got stuff coming out, EPs or anything?
So we're recording our album, actually, our next album, I Slay Giants, on Sunday. was going to aim to get the whole album done within the day. All the songs are written. In fact, we just wrote one of the songs last week itself, 2 days before the Dickens gig.
Yeah, we played it at the Dickens gig.
Cool. And where do you rehearse? In Brighton, is that?
So we rehearse at Pirate Studios in Hove.
Okay, yeah.
So it's a decent little place. It's all self-service, so you just go in, do your thing.
Excellent. Shout out for them.
Yeah.
And what about the Dalton's gig? Who else is playing at that gig?
It's a pretty heavy gig, isn't it? So
Lots of death metal.
yeah, yeah. So
For once, we might not be the loudest.
We're probably going to be the lightest band there.
we'll still try and be the loudest. We might just not be the heaviest.
No, that's true.
But yeah, no, there's quite a few. There's Heretic from Brazil. Who else is on there again?
Terrorborn.
Savini.
Collapsia?
No,
Is that
that
the
was
other
a different gig.
That was the other one. And then,
I think it was something different.
I can't pronounce
Not me.
it.
Yeah, I can't pronounce the other band. It begins with a K though.
Crystalla.
Crystalla. That's
There you
the
go.
one.
There we go.
Not Collapsia.
Well remembered.
That's the one. Yeah.
Nailed it.
Someone's on
yeah.
it.
So, like, in terms of your album coming out, have you got one person in the band that does the songwriting? Do you like all chip in? Do you arm wrestle, rock paper scissors? I mean, what goes on?
It's very collaborative, isn't it? I mean,
Yeah.
it tends to be someone, or Sam will come up with a riff. It'll be like 30 seconds of an idea, and then I might come up with some lyrics to go with that and then adapt the riff further. Or Jester has come up with a couple songs, like the new song we played at the Dickens. That was all him. And then we just sort of made up a new riff for it and then put his old riff in another song. But yeah, it's very collaborative. We all tend to chip in and write. We don't want just one person to do it.
No.
I think we're quite blessed in the aspect that we've all got very similar tastes in terms of what we think is cool, even just like as a concept or as a lyric. Like one of us will put something on the group, and the rest of us almost instantly, all the time, will be like, "Yeah, that's pretty sick."
All our works are themed usually. So it's first EP when it was before Jester joined. We didn't have a drummer, so it was all programmed, but it was like Dune and sci-fi based. Then we did our first album, The Deceiver, which was based around sort of Lord of the Rings mythology.
Awesome, yeah.
And now Ice Lay Giants is sword and sorcery, Conan style lyrics, and things like that, and just general fun stuff, really.
Yeah. It all goes over my head.
Yeah. Is there any Thor in that? Ice Lay Giants? Thor?
There's a little bit, yeah. I mean,
Bit of Nordic.
Yeah, Ice Lay Giants is just something that Sam wanted to write. He always wanted to have something called Ice Lay Giants, and then I sort of went away and just wrote this whole song about this giant slayer.
Awesome.
And now it's an album.
Yeah. But that's the beauty of WhatsApp. So it's like, as Jester said, if one of us comes up with something and we do a quick little video and stick it in the chat, and that's it.
And everyone else is like thumbs down.
That's
That's usually Jonesy.
Get the reactions with it, but it saves time to wait till we go to Pirate Studios to like share ideas. So by the time we go to rehearsals or anything like that, we've effectively got
the bones
of a song there, and then we like pick it apart and finalise
flesh it out.
Yeah, absolutely. Which is like that's the real like fun part of it. Obviously, coming together as a 4-piece to write music.
Yeah,
the
definitely.
dopamine flows.
Yeah.
We can't sleep at night because we're all very excited about what's going on.
Awesome. So we're going to put a clip of you guys at the end of our podcast. I don't know yet what clip you're going to choose and give to us, but there's going to be a clip at the end of the podcast. And so I wanted to thank you massively for coming along this evening at short notice and stepping into the podcast and sharing your thoughts and your kind of creative process. Just one more thing is that I think we might have a gig to announce at the Factory Live.
Yeah, so we've been waiting to sort of announce this, but we will be supporting the Test Tube Babies at the Factory in July, and we are very excited to play the Factory. It's a step.
Yeah.
It's certainly a step up from the Dickens to
It's a
to be
stage.
playing on a stage. Yeah,
It's a stage.
I love the
Stage, yeah.
Dickens, but yeah, having a stage to play on is
And proper lighting.
it's yeah.
You know, there could be riders. Who knows? I don't know. But we can ask. You won't get riders at the Dickens. I mean,
We can pay someone.
Yeah.
packet of quavers if you're lucky. But that's all good. So yeah. So Peter and the Test Tubes. I can't remember the date, but we've got the listings at the end of this podcast. And the other support is a Portsmouth-based old school punk band called Acid Attack, who I saw at Victorious last year. Yeah,
We've got
really
our fastest
amazing.
material, I think.
Yeah.
More thrashy.
Lined up for it, specifically for the show. Yeah.
Just for this show, yeah.
That's the beauty of us. We can adapt to any style of show.
Yeah, with genre-wise, we're
Yeah,
quite
yeah.
fluid.
Genre fluid.
Genre fluid.
Okay, so thank you very much, Dead Red Lips.
Thank you so much for having us.
Cheers.
It's been a pleasure. Thank you.
Okay, so this month's listings from TOT Presents. We've got Hammerdown are putting on a gig on Saturday. So it's a Saturday, that is, at the Dickens on June the 7th. That's with Torrid Love Affair. Outpost 3 is a band that Kev and I both know very well and have put on a few times.
Worth a look, yeah.
Crooked Shapes, who I don't know, and Neo Cryptid, I believe they are, who I've not heard before. And the following week, which is also on a Saturday, pay attention, with 2 Saturday gigs coming up at the Dickens. We've got Penny Blood plus mystery support. Mystery to me because we haven't sorted it out
We've got
yet.
Squadron Leaders.
Oh, there we go. Not so
Squadron
much a
Leaders.
mystery because Kev remembered and I forgot. Have we got,
Hopefully
have we
it's
got a
Lenovo.
spreadsheet, Kev? Have we got a spreadsheet? No.
No spreadsheet.
We will never have a spreadsheet with our gigs on. There is a group chat, but Kev doesn't take part in that. He just ignores it. So, yeah, 2 Saturday gigs coming up at the Dickens. Then the other listings, we've got, there's a clip going to pop up in a minute. We've got our friend Stephen Sheldrake from the Factory Live. He's going to update us on the gigs at the Factory. He's done a little self-tape video. He couldn't stop himself. So there's a couple of minutes of Stephen coming up here. And I'll just mention that some of the gigs at the Factory we are helping support in terms of linking in support bands. So that's UK Subs, Peter and the Test Tubes, who support from Acid Attack, but also from Dead Red Lips are supporting them, and Hung Like Hanratty supported by Credentials and
Radioactive Decay.
Radioactive Decay, well remembered.
Yeah.
Hello, Train of Thought podcast listeners. Stephen from the Factory Live here. It's good to be talking with you again. You might see in the background here, I've got a t-shirt which is from Graham Gorman's tour back in March, which has the Factory Live on it, of course. That was an amazing night. If you haven't already picked up a copy of our latest mini brochure, you can grab that today. It's got everything from mid-May on to September in one kind of handy A5 fold-out. Ta-da! And as you can see on the front here, we have the legendary Tony Christie, part of our upcoming highlights for good original artists coming to Worthing soon. So just a few highlights to tell you what we've got going on. Friday the 30th of May, we welcome Brave Rival back to the Factory Live. They literally just won the Blues Band of the Year award. They, call it blues, but they're actually powerhouse female-fronted rock band. Absolutely incredible. So come down to that if you can. Then going into June, we have a plethora of amazing events. On the 5th, Thursday the 5th of June, we've got the legendary Dub Pistols live in Worthing. You might know their track Cyclone, which was on Tony Hawk's Pro Skater back on the PlayStation 1. Proper dub, funk, dance, party night out. That one's going to be really good. Then the following Thursday, we have our front cover man, Tony Christie. It's going to be a really good night, kind of country crooning icon. Sung Amarillo, of course, and it's his farewell tour. So it's an amazing chance to see this great artist in a room full of 160 seated people. So very intimate, very personal performance, and it's gonna be really good. After that, we've got another few great gigs. So we've got Space, the 90s indie psychedelic rock band. They sung Female of the Species and Neighborhood, absolute bangers. So yeah, Saturday 14th of May for that one. And then slightly later in the month, we've got a big punk night on Friday the 20th, headlined by kind of London comedy punk outfit Hung Like Hanratty. They're going to be supported by 2 great local bands, Credentials and Radioactive Decay. It's 12 quid a ticket, 3 punk bands, so get on that. Going to be a really good night. Other than that, just keep an eye on the website. We have a tab under events. You can click originals, and that just shows all the originals. And of course, we have loads of tributes, covers, comedy shows, all sorts of other things as well. So that's just some of the highlights. We hope to see you at the Factory Live soon. Thanks for supporting the podcast. Spread the good word about live music and everything going on in Worthing. And I hope to see you soon, and I'll be back on the pod in person soon too. So take care, everyone, and yeah.
Okay, so just to finish up, we've got a little announcement, which is we've got early plans for Darkfest coming up, so very early because it's not until October.
Perfect to think about on this hot sunny day.
Yeah, so think about your Dark Demons, etc., your goth, your surreal. So we're going to do an art exhibition at the Toad. Again, Jen's let us loose, possibly with an art installation with some live projections, music, and some weird stuff going on.
Surely not weird stuff at Dark Fest.
Exactly. And the launch, I believe, is going to be on Thursday, the 23rd of October. It's definitely a Thursday. And we're going to have Mythargo back, the Dark Morris dancers, and we're also going to have a kind of a haunted photo booth. More to be announced about that soon.
And they're not definite at the moment, but there's hopefully been talking to Audio Active about the cafe's closed, but it's going to be starting up again as more of a venue, and hopefully got plans at the moment to do a rock doc film festival sometime in the autumn. And there's been talk about a psych festival. People have been calling for a psych festival in Worthing for quite a while. It's not definite, but plans are afoot for a psych festival in the winter. So keep a lookout for that. We'll be talking about that, obviously, much nearer the time. So anyway, thanks for listening, comment, etc. And it's good night from me.
And it's good night from you.
Take what is rightfully mine. I'll not forgive betrayals in time. I will conquer all of this land. Bind it all by a shadow hand. I am the Lord. The bringer of gifts, his hand outstretched, besieged on all sides by unknown threats. Like arrows of hate, like fingers they spread. I'll take all this hate, a death instead.